first pitch night. I'm Erica, CoCoon's community advisor.
I'm Theodore, one of the co-founders of CoCoon. For those of you who are visiting us for the first time, CoCoon is an entrepreneur exchange, and we aim to establish a collaborative community to share the enthusiasm in building startups and turn them into successful businesses.
Now you can check out all of our programs on the orange wall over there, such as the CoCoon Market, where it's a marketplace for freelance jobs, and our mentorship program called CoCoon Connect the Dots with EIRs. Tonight, CoCoon Pitch Night enables our entrepreneurs to present their startup pitch to you and seek potential co-founders and investors.
Tonight, we are honored to have 4 remarkable venture capitalists as part of our judging panel. Let us quickly introduce them. Andrew, can you give us a wave? He's an Alibaba corporate development veteran, formerly head of corporate finance and treasury at Alibaba Group, now running his own Greater China Fund, Ameba Capital. And we have Bernie. Bernie IPO'd his company Computime in Hong Kong and now runs Vida Nova Ventures and also Touchmedia.
Dominic. Dominic is an angel investor at Dark Horse, and his portfolio includes Ushi.cn and Clearbridge BioMedics. Stuart co-founded a Silicon Valley VC firm, Harbor Pacific Capital, and his portfolio includes Evernote, Palantir, 360buy.com, and one of his portfolio companies, Karma Sciences, was acquired by Facebook and became Facebook Gifts. Also here to support Pitch Night are our CoCoon EIRs, Entrepreneurs in Residence, who are mentors for CoCoon entrepreneurs. EIRs, if you guys don't mind just waving so people know who you are.
Tonight we have 11 teams to share their ideas and work with us. Each team has 5 minutes to pitch, followed by 3 minutes feedback by judges. Please note that Tina at the back, Tina in the front, will raise a 1-minute sign to let you know when you have less than 60 seconds remaining. When your time is up, you will hear a bell, and we in the audience will give your team a very enthusiastic applause. Let's practice this. Here we go. I don't think I actually heard anything. Let's try it again. One more time.
Our first 6 groups will begin. Then we'll take a 10-minute break, followed by the remaining 5 groups. Teams will be judged based on 3 criteria. Number 1, the problem they're addressing and the potential market size. Number 2, their solution and unique insights. And number 3, the team.
For those who are in the audience, you can also participate in sharing your comments on Twitter. Just use hashtag CoCoon Pitch Night. You can also comment on HKEx Facebook page under the Pitch Night thread.
The top 3 pitches of the evening will be announced on Monday on our Facebook page, and these teams will be invited to present before a 200-person crowd during the upcoming CoCoon CASE Conference on April 19th and 20th.
Without further ado, let's begin with Vaughn and Marilyn. Their project is Who Got Stuff?
Dominic and Stuart. Thank you for the opportunity for us to pitch to you tonight. We are Who Got Stuck, and basically it's Craigslist for busy people. But everyone, please put up your hand if you've used online classifieds before. That's quite a good number of you. Whether you're buying or selling, it can be a painful and time-consuming experience because not only do you have to interact with strangers, but traditional online selling can be tedious because it's often something like this. You research a price, write a description, take some photos, then post it online. Then you'd have to repost it multiple times because your listing is on page 12 within a few hours. And then when you get a buyer, you finalize the deal and make the exchange. So that's 30 minutes of work, even before you've hooked a buyer. What if I told you that posting something for sale was a 10-second affair? Well, we have a way, but let's talk about buying. Getting stuff is not just about online shopping or walking into shops. It's also about getting recognition from friends, following and trying it, or maybe even giving it by cool friends and family. So you probably would have already guessed that our vision is greater than just buying and selling. Because often, you don't need to buy new things. It's hard on your wallet and bad for the environment. Collaborative consumption is the buzzword to describe an economic model based on gifting, swapping, lending, and renting. It's allowing access to products as opposed to ownership. Who Got Stuck is a mobile application that enables these old market behaviors on a scale and in ways never possible before. It's good for your bank balance, it's good for your environment, and it's good for your relationships by allowing the goodwill amongst your friends. In fact, that is what a community of free cyclists in Hong Kong who are doing it right now. They are called Oh Yes It's Free. This is what they do. You can drop off all your unwanted things to their warehouse, and you can pick up anything that you want from their warehouse, all for free. Last December, they were a community of 10,000 members. Today, there are 37,000. Unfortunately, they have a few problems. First, if you want something, you have to go to the warehouse and search all over the warehouse before and see if they even have it. And secondly, there's just no space. So Who Got Stuck solves both these problems by making finding things lightning fast. To alleviate the storage problem, Who Got Stuck enables the members to interact between themselves bypassing the warehouse. These problems make them a great early customer, but they're not the only ones. We are targeting university students and then expatriates before we're going to do a public launch in about 6 months. Our strategy is to use Hong Kong as a test market because of the high number of smartphone users, the limited space, and the ease of meeting up to exchange stuff. If we can prove it works here, then I'm confident the service can be applied to other cities such as New York. Now, Vaughan is almost finished with the first prototype, which we will continue to develop with the OES's free community. He brings to the team an education in computer science, electrical engineering, and systems engineering. And he has done both the mobile front end and the scalable back end. But soon, he'll be growing the team by 2 with a UX developer as well as an additional back end developer. Now, as for me, I'm an industrial designer, but I've started businesses before. Joining Vaughan is exciting because Who Got Stuck can really make a difference by inspiring communities to share. If we can change people's behavior from that of consumer to that of a sharer, then Who Got Stuck would have succeeded. Let's see how we can accomplish this. Our solution is unique because we start with a list of things you own and a list of things you want. Here you see a list of things I want. So imagine that I'm out and about and I see a baby stroller that I absolutely love. So I take a photo with my app and the service tells me it's a baby jogger. Immediately, I get a list of people within my social network who owns a baby jogger or who wants one. So let's click on Jacqueline. Interacting with Jacqueline is important because she can help me make better purchasing decisions. For example, I can ask her if I can borrow the stroller for a day to see if it meets my needs. Now, Who Got Stuck does the same thing
So let's hear from the judges. Andrew, do you have any comments?
Thanks for the 5 minutes presentation. What inspired you to do this? I mean, how did the idea come about?
Well, initially we came about because we move around a lot. It's actually a solution for people moving. I move, I need to get rid of my couch, I need to, I don't know who to give it to. So this service helps me identify who of my friends want something I want to get rid of. And for that, I can give some stuff away and kind of, get some goodwill back in return.
So maybe you didn't have time to get to that. What's the revenue model here?
Yeah, so our business model is a premium one. All interactions occur for free, and it's just like you're free to interact with your friends. But we charge for value-added services. One example is the borrowing interaction, where we could introduce like a kind of escrow service. People often do not mind lending things to friends, but sometimes accidents happen, and this creates an awkward situation. So when borrowing, we have an optional escrow service where we've got staff who hold an amount of money, of the borrower's money, and we take a small cut of that. And if the item is broken or lost, that money goes to the lender. This is an easy way to kind of formalize what happens in the worst case situation. The lender can remain confident that that relationship remains intact, and the borrower doesn't mind borrowing more expensive stuff. There's other stuff like when giving things away, we can, like furniture, we can streamline the process, and we would kind of make revenue from the delivery van company, which we would charge a referral fee. So there's a few other revenue models that we're still exploring, but different interactions have different ways to make money.
I think you gave a great presentation from a user standpoint. So as a user, I'm really excited to try it. But from a business standpoint, I'm interested to hear how you plan to seed the initial listings, to seed the initial content. Because going up against a lot of these platforms that have really high network effects, it's rather difficult.
So as Marilyn mentioned, we're working first with a group of free cyclists, 37,000 people. We'll go to those events, get them to use it. And then, once we've developed the app with that community, there's 37,000 people, we've got students we want to target, and then expatriates. So we will directly try and make this app beneficial to them before making a public launch. And that we hope to get the initial numbers.
Thank you for your presentation. I just moved house and I actually throw away a lot of things. I wish I had this before. But the problem was I didn't have time to list things I want to give away. How are you going to make the system very easy, or would you give me some incentive, in fact, to
That's actually what
actually
I was
list
going to say next when we got time down. So basically, Uber stuff does the same thing for stuff you own, right? And just say that you're moving, right, and you want to sell your bookshelf. So what you do is you type in what you want, type in bookshelf, choose who can see it, and that's done. So the system will connect you with the relevant people within your social network who wants a bookshelf. And also, if there's no one within your social network who wants a bookshelf, we will also search popular Hong Kong websites like HKEx for people who want a bookshelf for you. So you don't have to do the work, and it saves you time.
So we do the searching for you, people or to the website.
Thank you very much for the judges, and also Marilyn and Vaughn. So let's give them an applause. So let's continue with the next team, and we have Chris and Chris, whose company is Leo Dan.
Hello everyone. Hi. My name is Chris Lloyd. This is Chris Thomas. We are Chris and Chris forever. This is what we've been doing all these years. But right now we're working together as Liadan. We would like to talk to you about our vial track project. This is a vial, the type that might hold a medical sample such as blood or human tissue or bacteria or a virus like SARS. There are billions of these things in the world today, and there is no adequate way of looking after them. Fortunately, this vial is special. It solves the problem. The reason it is special is there's a little chip in the base, the gold disc there. It's an RFID chip, of the same type you would find in your octopus card. This makes the sample uniquely identifiable. What's unique about what we can do is we can make this operate inside a laboratory freezer of 100 degrees below or more. So with sensors in the freezer, we can sense what's there, see what's there, and the freezer knows what it's holding at all times. Now why does any of this matter? Because a modern laboratory has to answer 3 key questions. What, where, and who? What is this sample I'm holding? Straight away, beep, I can scan it, it tells me what it is. I can take a box of 100. Beep, it tells me what they all are. Where? Where are the sample or samples I'm looking for? I can type it into the computer. I may have thousands in this freezer. I may have dozens of freezers. Type it in, it will straight away tell me which freezer, which shelf, which row, which column, which box. Who can get at these highly secure samples? Using the same RFID technology, with a smart card security card on the locks of the doors, beep, I can control who gets in there. What, where, and who. And when I put these together with historical records, I have a full audit trail of the chain of custody of where all these have been, who took them, where, when. With ever-increasing numbers of laboratories around the world holding ever-increasing numbers of stocks and ever-increasing government legislation forcing change on how these are managed, this is not just a new solution, this is a new problem which needs to be solved.
Hi, Chris has talked to you about the rocket science behind the technology. I'm going to talk to you a bit about the numbers. The market size, 7 billion samples are taken every year in the US. 350 million samples are in biobanks, in long-term storage. So what's our target market? We have the military labs, we have healthcare, we have life science, we have education. Beyond that, pharmaceutical, government labs, medical research labs, they all hold stocks of many thousands of these vials. So where is the technology today? Pre-production stage. It was developed under a UK-US government-funded project, and it's in operation in labs, in government labs in the UK, with the Health Protection Agency, containing containment level 3 and 4 laboratories. It's also used in the National Health Hospital for the storage of samples of human tissue. There are patents protecting the project in the US and in Europe. So what's our first year plan? We intend to develop the software to be more generic for labs around the world. We want to productionise the hardware, reduce the cost and streamline the manufacturing. We want to carry out more marketing here in Hong Kong. We want to work with laboratories to streamline the process and the system and to make sure it's fit for purpose around the world. We want to be ready day 1 of year 2 so that we can manufacture, sell and deliver the technology to South Asian markets. So year 3, 4, we want to move into Europe and into Asia. So let's look at the finance. Our projections show that by year 5 we'll be turning over $13 million US. We'll have profits of $4 million and we'll be breaking even by year 2. We want the capability to sell worldwide. So our exit strategy for this. We believe by year 5 we'll have a decent revenue stream and a decent profit margin that will make us extremely attractive to other pharmaceutical and biotech companies around the world. So, are there any questions?
What would be your nearest competitor?
Really, in labs at the moment, barcoding is our nearest competitor. That's the most used technology. But you can't bulk read or read within freezers. The with a barcode. You have to take individual samples out and scan this. So barcode is what's used now, so that's sort of our competitor, if you like. It's persuading people to use the newer technology. There are files with tags in, but none of them are doing this down at minus 80 degrees C, minus 90 degrees C. So that's the uniqueness, really. We have a complete audit system throughout the whole of the laboratory.
Maybe we can let the judges ask the questions for us, and then later on we'll take individual questions.
Thank you. I think it's very interesting product. I want to know why you start from Hong Kong, because you have funding from UK and US. You talk about military application and so on. Why Hong Kong? Why you start here?
There's a long story on that, which I'm willing to sort of have with you maybe afterwards. But essentially, we're looking at Hong Kong. There's a big history about how the product came into development. But Hong Kong is actually very well pitched to develop this product further. We're right on the border of Shenzhen, where we can get manufacturing done a lot more cost effectively than in the UK, where it's currently manufactured. And also we have contacts out here with labs that we can get a soft start in. So, and we've both made a long-term commitment to live in Hong Kong. So that's probably 3 reasons there and then.
And it's just a place to make things happen as well. It's a go-to place.
Hey, great job, Chris and Chris. A couple of questions. Number one, what's the cost differentiation versus the existing solution like barcode? Because you're selling in very huge volume. That's number one. Number two, are there any regulatory restrictions on the products that you require in different countries?
At the moment, I'll answer the first one, but I mean, barcoding is essentially if you like, it's a free service. It's free until the technology goes wrong, until you lose that barcode, it falls off the vial. Then it becomes an issue for you. And that's where it comes nicely into your second question, which is compliance. When you start losing the identification labels on vials, you start breaking the compliance and regulation rules in many countries around the world. For us, technically, most of the problems have been solved on the compliance side. It's more to do with the due diligence of making sure that we're using the right frequencies and the right radio frequencies. It's a global standard radio frequency, and it's been approved for medical use. So essentially, we believe all the compliance has been covered on the technical side.
For you to go to market and sell this as a solution, are you also going to be designing the receivers and the software system that makes the whole thing work?
Yeah, it's there as a pre-production system. There's a software that's been written for a specific client. We want to actually tailor that and make it more suitable to go into the sort of electronic health records systems that are in other laboratories, so make it more generic and make it so it's got a future platform for possibly cloud use and the like. So we will have to do redevelopment of the software. The hardware, it needs to be streamlined. We're working with people to help us make the hardware so we can produce it in volumes, produce the vials in volumes, and make it so we can get a lot more cost-effective economies of scale.
I just want to understand, I think you mentioned customization before. So, I mean, the fact that you're capturing data and then you're storing it. So, my guess is that it has to tie in with whatever lab or hospital, internal, management systems.
Yeah.
So how much of customization? And the second question following that is, why can't the guys along the upper value chain do this?
I think the fact that people haven't done this is that it's been uniquely funded by governments to do this, and it's the money was there to do the research to take this forward. So that's probably the uniqueness behind it, and it was done for a specific company. Back on the software, we're splitting it into 2 areas. There's an SDK that we can basically have that so it can plug into existing management information systems in hospitals. And at the moment they're combined together, so we're looking at splitting that out as a separate product to the database and the lab information system. Some laboratories are still running on Excel or Access databases, so we can see that as another value add of adding that to the front-end software as well. But the SDK is there so we can integrate it into existing legacy systems.
Thank you very much, Chris and Chris. Thank you very much, judges.
Let us welcome our next team, the Hong Kong Property Data Bank for Professionals by Jimmy Chu.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Stuart here to introduce our baby, the Hong Kong Property Data Bank for Professionals. So I'm Jimmy Chu, representing WTF Limited, standing for Win Team and Fun. So I see old friends and new friends here, so welcome everybody. Okay, so the problem we are trying to solve now, say there's a user, and he's trying to purchase a property. Now, how much he should pay? On the other words, it means what is the fair price of the property? So to better answer that question, he will go to the arrange an on-site visit. He will evaluate the interiors, evaluate the neighborhoods, see how convenient it is. And then we'll also look at the, like for example, say he's looking at Unit 4A. So he'll look at the Unit 5A, Unit 3A, Unit 4B, Unit 4C to take a look at the neighbor price per square feet to get a better picture. He'll also look at the historical transaction price. Now, he will also look at the macroeconomic news, see if there's any major government policy change that will affect the valuation. Then he also needs to look up the document of the properties, so say if there's any legal charges and all different kind of things. Last but not least is he will hold a lot of discussions. So discussion with Gandalf, his trusted advisor, discussion with his friends, discussion with family members, discussion with brokers, landlords. So you see, there are a lot of due diligence, a lot of laborious work in order just to answer one question. What is the fair price? What is the right value for the properties? So this is our solutions to be the AA stock Google Finance for property markets. Now imagine that a property unit is like a stock ticker. By inputting a property unit's address, you can easily retrieve the block news, you can easily retrieve the apartment complex news, you can even get a statistic of the property units, say the floor plan, the purchase price to rent ratio, the net construction size to sellable size ratios, and even the historical transaction price. Now, about the price, you can retrieve it as a chart, so you can compare it, make a comparison, say the price of this property unit with the property unit in another apartment complex. Or you can, if you want, you can do some more technical analysis. So we want to do something like this. We want to make the property data transparent, just like Google doing to the stock market. Now, the question is there any alternative? Yes, there is. But the thing is, I've looked at it, and it is either data incomplete, it is very costly, or it is very difficult to use. Now, who will have this problem? General home buyer, of course. They pay the money out of their own pocket to purchase apartments. Professionals. Surprisingly, there are a lot of property-related business professionals in Hong Kong. Surveyors, bank, loan issuers, property developer, investor, real estate agents. They all need to get a pretty accurate pictures of how much your property is valued. So hopefully we can get a few out of these professionals while freeing the information. Now, about our current development status. So we have this realdeals.com.hk. You can see that on the right side. Okay, what is this? This is an online listing aggregator. So we get the listing from different sources and then we put it all together in one place. So if you are looking for apartment to buy, you can just come to this page, realdeals.com.hk. Now, so on the right side is a map-based UI, and then on the top left it is the search filter. Bottom right is the search result based on the filter. Now, if you click on the search filter, the entry, you'll see the details, the pictures, the details, and then link back to the source. Because we are not the real estate agency, we link it back to the source. So we believe in simple interface, useful information. That's it, no more. And we want to bring that user experience to the professionals in the property-related business too. Now, the reason I'm showing this is how does it relate to property data bank, right? First of all, we see that there are a lot of code that we can reuse. Secondly, in case you are stuck wondering, am I just a talker standing here doing presentation? No, we deliver software. Now our team. So the key of success to this project actually is to have a very comprehensive Hong Kong property data. Where do we get it? It is from our special partnership with Dynasty Premium Asset Valuation and Real Estate Consultancy, Mr. Wong Yong Sheng. He's also actually sitting right there. So if you have any questions about the property-related questions, you can go ask him afterwards. He is a chartered surveyor, legal consultant by himself. So we got the property data, we got the property insights expertise, and more importantly, I think, is we got the professional network from him, so we can access to the investors, to the bankers, the loan issuers. On the right side, WTF, right? So I'm Jimmy Chu, and my partner, Li Beng Ye. So we are just deliverers, so we deliver, like postman. Now, well, the thing is, time is running out, right? So I have a dream. I would like to share my dream with you.
So, back to the judges. Stuart, what do you think?
The obvious question is, I want to ask you what WTF stands for, but I'm not going to ask.
I didn't mention that. It stands for Win Team Fun. I mean, you can't think of other thing else, right? Win Team Fun. What can you think of? What can you think of? That's all I can think of.
Maybe if you can tell us about how you plan to kind of displace some of the existing sources of information out there, right? Each of these real estate agencies already have kind of listings like this.
So say, okay, first of all, this is our latest pivot. You can see that we was doing listing aggregator before. So a month ago, we see that doing a property data bank is more valuable than being just a listing aggregation. So in order to display it, we see that there are a few levels. For example, say Kowloon Bay, the district level. Telford Garden is already on the apartment complex level. We can display summary, display if there is a swimming pool, if there is a gym there. And then on the block level or to the unit level, unit level is like you can see the sellable size, the construction size, and all the details. So there are different kind of level, and we want to display those informations. Well, I know like, it is very difficult to understand in words, but hopefully give you a better picture.
So where do you get the revenue? I hope it's not a public service.
Well, that is a good question. Well, usually the answer, first of all, is from advertising, right? And secondly, actually, if you're a property investor, I realize that if you hold 20 properties, at any time I ask you, what is your property portfolio value? It is very difficult to find the answer because you need to find your surveyor friend to do a round of valuation of all your properties. Now, with this, if we got enough property data, with our AI, we can determine the valuation of each particular properties, and then with one click, you can look and see, oh, I have 20 properties I've inserted in my portfolio, and I can immediately see, nowadays it is worth 300 million. So I think it would be a pretty valuable service. And so this is another source. And then we also see that actually nowadays there are some professional solutions. Might not mention the name, like EPRC, like other land search online, like we have already done some research. So they are already charging them for the data. We are not going to charge for data, but we are going to charge for features. Some of the advanced analytics feature will, like say a premium membership can do it.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. Thank you very much to judges.
Thank you, everybody.
So we have Social.fi up next, who the founder is Sam Yeung.
Okay, good evening everybody. I'm Sam Yeung, founder of Social.fi. I'm very happy to introduce Social.fi to all of you today. Let me tell you a story. My friend James opened a coffee shop 2 years ago. He decided to promote the business on Facebook fan page. However, he found that it is very difficult to attract their customers to join their Facebook. He finds many different other advertisement opportunities to promote the Facebook fan page, but it's very expensive. and it also not targeting their daily customers. So we developed Social5 to solve this problem. It is an exciting location-based marketing solution to promote business on the social media network, such as Facebook, Twitter, and Weibo. It turns free Wi-Fi access into a marketing tool to enhance business relationship and attract new customers. Let me show you a video to demonstrate.
James runs a small coffee shop. He wants to offer free Wi-Fi to his customers. James hears about Social5, the company that allows customers to connect to his Wi-Fi with their Facebook account. Social5 provides a wireless router and web portal for tracking and interacting with customers. In no time, James' coffee shop is ready to offer free Wi-Fi while getting new Facebook followers. Mary stops in at a James coffee shop. She notices there are Wi-Fi networks available. Mary selects the social Wi-Fi network. She logs in using her Facebook account. She clicks like on James Coffee Shop Facebook page. Mary is now connected to free Wi-Fi. She receives updates, coupons, and discounts from James Coffee Shop via Facebook. Mary's friends see her Facebook activity and check-ins. They also join James Coffee Shop Facebook page. More followers for James. James now offers free Wi-Fi and also has a social marketing tool for his business. Customers get free Wi-Fi access and exclusive offers as fans of James' Facebook page. Social5 connects businesses and its customers with free Wi-Fi access linked to Facebook likes.
Okay, so you can see, we create a win-win situation. Customer get free Wi-Fi access and discount. Business build their Facebook fan base and get new customers. Social5 also helps business to understand more their customer by knowing information such as habits, interests, and age of their customer. We reward customer by email marketing and send them coupons discount to attract customer to come back again. About the markets, we are targeting hospitality and service business, such as cafe, restaurant, hotels, bars, clubs, shopping malls, etc. We estimate there are more than 35,000 potential customers in Hong Kong. Depending on the square footage, cafe needs 1 or 2 routers. Large hotel needs hundreds or more. The Hong Kong market is sizable, and we do plan for expansion in the future. And compared to other marketing campaigns, we do attract new friends and highly targeted customers. People trust recommendation from their friends. We send incentive to customers to encourage them to return. Our solution is very easy to install. It just takes 10 minutes to install one routers. Actually, I have set up a demo here. Come to me if you are interested, so I can show you how it works. Thank you. Any other questions?
So Bernie, would you like to ask a few questions?
So Sam, let me just ask you this, please clarify for me. So if you have a simple login from a Wi-Fi, force you to a page, except for the Facebook part, you'll basically do the same thing, right?
The Facebook part, no, it will be direct to the Facebook part, but
Except for that,
they do not need to log into Facebook, and they do not need to click the like or something others before they log in.
But if I were a business owner, your service I probably have to pay for, right? I hope I have to pay for that because that's your revenue model, right?
Yeah.
But if I do just a login page, I probably don't have to pay for ongoing service, right? So you're paying basically for Facebook access. Again, I'm just asking. I'm not trying to judge you. Oh, no, I am a judge, right? Of course I judge. But no, seriously. So is that the only part that is different from just forcing someone to go on the login page with information there?
On the information, first of all, I think there's two parts. First of all, if you just be direct to a Facebook page, I think most of them will just see the page and go to other web page they want to go. They will not click likes or something others before they will do so. And accept the Facebook like, and when they log in through the social file, we can also ask them to opt into an mailing list. So you can send them email, coupons, other things after they leave. So it's an EDM marketing opportunity. Yeah, so if you only redirect them to the Facebook, you cannot do this.
For those who are old enough to remember, because internet moves fast, so I'm still of internet age. For those who remember phone, the phone Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
it's similar to a certain extent. How are you going to? But that one didn't really work. So how are you going to get people to buy the router? Are you providing the router for free, or are you like the phone model where people will actually have to buy? And then either choose to give away Wi-Fi access for free or they charge people.
Our model is that we sell the router to the shop.
You sell the router.
Sell the router and also a subscription service, a monthly subscription. But why they need to subscribe our service? Because they want to promote their business. It's an advertising opportunity. Instead of phone is just people will pay for use of Wi-Fi service. It's not a free service. So people, there's not many people to use phone because it's not free. The end user doesn't like this.
So the assumption here is that people need Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Yes. People need Wi-Fi, and there are many other. Except cell phone, there are many other, say, tablets.
What I'm saying, the businesses need Wi-Fi to be successful. That's your assumption.
So you mean
The people, the customers, that want to buy a router, they see Wi-Fi as a key success factor for their business.
For business? I think it's stated that Wi-Fi is an incentive for people to come to the place.
Do you think Wi-Fi will be free one day?
Yeah. I think the coverage, you will not get the free Wi-Fi coverage for all the place. It's not possible.
So have you done the math, or have you kind of like thought about who these guys are and the markets? Exactly what type of people actually run your Wi-Fi to buy the routers? Yeah. Do you know who these customers are?
Because one of the reasons is that Wi-Fi to have a certain coverage. Say even there's citywide Wi-Fi in US, because I've worked them before, and they only provide say outdoor coverage. They do not provide indoor coverage. It's really not possible to have all the.
I think. Sorry for jumping, but I think you should think about kind of like where technology is going. If you believe access is going to be free one day, and you can kind of see that's happening around the world. So the cost of data is getting cheaper and cheaper every single day. So if I was a customer going to a shop, I really don't need to sign on Wi-Fi. That's gonna happen one day, if you believe it. And you can see the cost of data is coming down regularly over time. Yeah.
But I think I noticed that for Hong Kong, smartphone will cancel the unlimited data plan very soon, maybe this year, because the number of mobile devices are growing very fast. It's way faster than the ability of the 3G, 4G network to handle all those traffics. So I eventually see that the mobile data pricing will be going up instead of going down, actually.
Sorry to cut this short, but thank you very much, Sam.
Okay, thank you.
So our next group is Loops.me by Dominic Chan.
Good evening, everyone. Let me ask the first question first. How many people you think you meet in your lifetime? Is it 10,000 people? Is it 30,000 people? Actually, there's more than like 50,000 people you have to meet in your lifetime. And what's the main pain point from it is how much time you're going to spend to organize your contact list. It's a pain. So let's start with the story, like how do you think how much time you spend on it? But first of all, like you go to an event, you meet some new people, you have a nice conversation with them, and then later on, you want to get a contact from the persons. Currently, the old way to do it is just like exchange like the name card one by one. You get the name card and you go back home, you input in the system one by one. It's very time consuming, it's time wasting. And also after that, even you input in the system, and the second pain point is like when you try to look it up from your contact list. For example, like you type John, I have my phone in John, it's like almost like over 10 John in my list. The main problem is I forgot who is who. Like for example, you can see like John Bowen. I forgot like where or when I met him. By just like seeing a tiny picture, the name or just the phone number, I can't recall his information, memory in my mind, right? And the third problem is, like it's good to make new friends, but sometimes the privacy is very important. So let's say you go to an event, you meet some new friends, like if you're a famous person like Bill Gates, right? You go to events, everyone is looking for a contact. Like it's kind of, you're still open to like talk to that people, but like still want to keep your privacy, not to release all information to that person. Like sometimes you don't want to even release on company email, but you still want to keep contact with them to have a conversation. So that's a platform. So with all these problems, we are facing a challenge for it. So that's why we come up with our ideas called Loops. Loops is a contact management system that helps people to manage their contacts on the web or mobile phone, and also brings the contact to the meaningful level, not just a number or just an email. The first name the Loops came from is describing how we exchange contact. It's very simple. Everyone in the loops, it doesn't matter what size the loops, even if it's 2 persons in the loop or like it's a bunch of people in the loop. Anyone in the loop just got their contact exchange just in seconds. So I will try to introduce my partner Tom to give us a short demonstration of what we have done so far and how we're going to exchange the contact in real time in just a second. Hey Tom.
Okay, so this is the login form for Loops. I'm just going to sign in quickly.
It seems like it's a beta still. It's like a beta with this right computer. So try to see anyone gets alpha. Yeah. Okay. This is what you see after you log in the system. It's very simple. There's 2 buttons. The first button is called an get access code. So like, for example, if a group of people have the conversation, the first one try to initiate to get the code from here. Try to get access code, right? And then you see like the numbers go like 54550, and the rest of us would see anyone who type in the same code gonna share it at the same time. That's a demonstration. I'm gonna show you later. Yeah, I think I have to give it the demos like to the presentations. After that, it's very simple, but also providing the privacy. So it's like the first time you exchange contact, it's only exchange name, title, and photo, or only. And then later on, you can change the level of privacy you want to show the people. And the main point is like here, when you try to see just the number or email of the persons, right now you can see the whole history after you log in the loops. You see not just the name or just the number. You see that when you met him, we are connected to different platforms. You see all the information from LinkedIn, from Facebook, from Twitter, all in one place, all in loops. So it's not just Yeah. So
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So, back to the judges. Andrew, can you share your thoughts with us?
Yeah, thanks guys. I'm still not quite clear how you actually capture the data. Like, let's say I just met you. So what? About my phone or what is it?
So you just map it. So instead of exchange a name card,
Right.
you just assuming you log in the system already, we have simple profile there already.
Right.
So you just show me the code. You just because only the first one get the code, and the rest of us input the same code.
Right.
That means they're in the same loop.
Right.
Once they're in the same loop, all contact exchange automatically on our system.
Have you looked around what's offering the market? I mean, there's so many of these things.
Yeah, that's one. It's very similar to that. It's called Halo. It's like Everlook's Halo.
Yeah.
They use some way to do it.
Yeah.
But I think the main problem is that first we are not competing with other platforms like Facebook,
Right.
LinkedIn, we consolidate it.
Right.
And even for Everlook, is because like the reason they make the app is kind of like helping themselves to their main products like look and sharing. But our main purpose is trying to help you to helping you to build meaningful content. So you don't have to look around like to check when checking your content list. You don't have to go on the web to see other people profiles. We all in the one applications. When you click on the content, you see all the history, all the event, all the information that help you to recall what's this person and your relationship between you and him.
So is this kind of like an opt-in contact list? You have to opt into loops to get all the information, is that correct?
It's correct, but it's very simple, and also we don't have any like limitation on it. All the access, like for example, the Facebook, the LinkedIn, using the default default access control. Like if you are friends on Facebook, you automatically share the same access right you had before on the Facebook platform or LinkedIn. So you're not building any barriers to people to join. Just sign up and use it. All the information is there for you already.
I missed the privacy part. Maybe you didn't have a chance to talk more about it.
Okay.
But if I'm in the loop with all these people, how do I block access? How do I know who to block?
The point is, the reason is that the first initial contact is just the name, the title, and photos of me. And on the platform, you can we can send out you can still talk on our platform, even if you don't have any information about you. So you can protect your privacy. Like you're not releasing your email to the other person, but you can still communicate with them. But you're seeking some opportunities like professors or for further development, something like that.
You may want to think more about that.
Yeah.
Well, let me describe how I would do it, right? If I meet friends first time, I would share LinkedIn profile because you can look me up on LinkedIn anyway. The information is public, so there's no danger of like privacy or things like that. And you don't see my email address on LinkedIn. So that's how I would do it. I would share my LinkedIn profile with people. And then later on, if we become friends, I would then share my Facebook profile with you. Then you see a little bit more about me. I'm just wondering, I'm happy with the current solution. How is that different from your solution? It sounds quite complicated to me.
You're correct, right, that you can just do it on LinkedIn and on Facebook. But another main point is we gather all information for this content from different channels. For example, you have a LinkedIn profile, your Facebook profile, our applications like when I become friends. When I look it on my phone, when I look at the profile, I will see all the information already. I don't have to go to the LinkedIn to see what's that recent change, the information on LinkedIn, or I don't have to even log into Facebook to see what's updated, like recently we have what event you joined. It's already in one app.
Thank you very much, Ken. Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you, judges. So, our last pitch before our break. We've got launch pilots founded by Auyang.
Hello. Student events are a pain in the ass. For students, the biggest problem is finding money. It probably is a process of cold calling, writing proposals, and then no response. For sponsors, it's a huge headache trying to deal with these students, campus logistics, and so forth. And that's if you're a big brand and you can actually access students. For most brands, small brands, SMEs, startups, you don't even get to know these schools or students. That's why we're trying to solve this problem by creating a campus event marketplace that connects students and sponsors. So students can post their events online to get sponsorship, and sponsors can go on, find events, and promote their career opportunities, their products, through events that can target specific segments of students. So here's an example of an event that we just recently matched on our platform. Home of the Elderly, which is a social enterprise, wanted to find social work students. So we connected them to the Student Social Work Society, and they're going to sponsor the Hong Kong Youth Social Work Festival. So how do we have money? So we use a marketplace model, so we have buyers and sellers. Sellers are students, and they use the platform completely free. For companies, they can either, when they find an event they want to sponsor, they can use a standardized sponsorship packages, or if they have special needs, they want a special booth, or they want to have exclusive sponsorship, they can pay a premium to get it added on. We also sell to agencies who are our distributors who buy monthly subscriptions to our full database of events, which they can then sell to their clients. We're actually sitting on a huge business opportunity to do business and also create social impact. Right now, Gen Y, the generation that's born in the 80s and 90s, is the buzzword in marketing and human resources. In China alone, $18 billion are spent every year marketing to and recruiting this generation of young people. In terms of social impact, there are 70 million students in universities in China who could be empowered with this campus event marketplace. So we are a team that's very passionate about empowering students. I actually met my partner Yu Feng in 2010 when we were doing these national campus campaigns across China. We were mobilizing students from 200, 300 universities at the same time. And we were also working with leading brands like Nike, Intel, Lenovo. And that's how we found out about the problems that students and sponsors are facing, and also how we came up with the solution, Launch Pilots. So since our soft launch in January this year, we already brought on 2 clients, one of which is Nix Mobile, which is a subsidiary of Nix Media, one of the biggest media companies in Hong Kong. In our pipeline, we also have a couple of companies, including Gap, but also some startups and SMEs. We're also partnering with online HR and marketing platforms to distribute our events out. So we've done a lot of work in the last couple months, but there's still a lot more work to be done. Because ultimately, Launchpods is trying to solve a bigger problem. 25% of Chinese graduates cannot find a job. And yet, McKinsey report that's recently published says that 30 to 50% of entry-level jobs are unfulfilled. The reason for this is the huge gap between education systems and employment nowadays. We're trying to bridge this gap by connecting students, brands, and employers through campus event sponsorships. We want to provide students with early engagement, early exposure to potential future employers so that they can make informed and empowered decisions about their future careers. This is a huge task, and so we really need your help. Right now, we're looking for customers and partners. So if you're an employer or a brand, or if your clients are, and you're trying to get on campus, please come and talk to me during the break. We're also looking for advisors who have experience in HR and marketing industries. So finally, our platform right now is only open to students, but if you would like to get early access to our database of campus events, just let me know, shoot me an email, and I can give you a personal invitation. Thanks.
Thank you very much. So Dominic, would you like to begin?
Sorry, can we go back to the slide? You mentioned that like 25% of students are unemployed, and but I'm just wondering whether the mismatch is it a mismatch of skills, or is it a willingness to entry level jobs, or is it really lack of information that they don't know where to find these jobs? My hypothesis is the former.
So lack of skills is a big factor, but lack of skills is It's an amalgamation of several factors.
Mismatch of skills rather than lack of skills.
Yeah. So I think two things. I think one from the report that McKinsey published, it is lack of skills, but workplace skills. Partly reason why we want to do campus events is because in organizing events, you actually build up a lot of workplace skills, communication skills, working with other partners, working in teams. These are some of the major things that employers are looking for, and they think students are lacking right now. So that's one part of it. Yeah. But also exposure to opportunities is also a barrier to students finding the right employers. So there's a mismatch there as well.
I want to congratulate you. It's wonderful to see entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs building businesses with a clear social mission. So that's wonderful. I just want to add a couple of things. One, it sounds like you're going to be customizing a lot of things for the event. Maybe one thing you want to think about is scalability and building platforms. So you're able to reduce the work amount to or at least handle more events. The other thing is this barrier of entry. There's really not much except who's going to get to the school first or who's going to get to the student first. So maybe you want to address those.
Sure. So the first thing was customization, right? So I guess two things. One is we have standardized packages for that particular reason. Like when we have standard packages, the students we have requirements for the students, and they just kind of plug and play. Once they've done it once, they know how to do it again and again. Second thing about that, we do have customized parts. So if they want exclusive sponsorship or whatever, then there's a lot of customization. Clearly, we're going to charge them a lot of money for that. But we're also looking to partner with event agencies. So we can outsource that to event agencies to do, and we focus on our core competence, which is the platform itself. Second question was barrier of entry. True, the barrier can be debatable. So then we do have competitors like small PR agencies who do this. The problem with those guys are they're very business oriented. They're very company centric, and so students don't like them because they do what they ask them to do, like go sign 1,000 Visa credit card applications, and we'll give you like $500. It's exploitative, and it's not empowering for students. So it's not going to work out long term. Another thing is, we do have some technology involved. So the actual matching. Second thing is rating students, like student events, so the due diligence part of it. And the third thing is the network, actually building up a physical network of students on campus that represent us and can coordinate events. That is no simple task, especially in China, but me and my partner, that's what we've been doing for the last 3 years, so we know how to make it work.
Thank you very much, Johnny. Thank you very much, we're going to take a break right now for 10 minutes, and during this time our community development team will be passing out some drinks and snacks for you to enjoy. See you back in 10 minutes. I think we are ready to begin. So, welcome back everyone. At the very beginning, we mentioned that 3 finalists will present at the CoCoon CASE Conference 2013. So what is CASE?
Now, close to 95% of all startup businesses will fail within the first 5 years. So how and why does the special few succeed? The CoCoon Annual Startup Exchange, CASE 2013, is a 2-day conference featuring inspirational speeches, instructive workshops, and informative forums hosted by outstanding entrepreneurs across Asia. As of today, the guest speakers include Director Barbara Wong, Chandra Nair of Global Institute for Tomorrow, Jason Chu of Cherry Picks, and Andy An, who's here tonight, thank you, of NDN Group and Thousands Limited. For those interested in signing up, you can check out the event poster on our orange wall over on that side.
On to the second round of pitches. Let's meet the next round of teams. First up is William of Wave.
Hi everyone, I'm Will. I work in Pixel, and we are a development and consulting company, and we focus about 80% of time on our clients' projects, and we spend about 20% of our time developing the next generation of protocols and products that we can use to improve how humans and computers interact. And during one of the brainstorm sessions, we looked at how currently we exchange data. Usually people use like your smartphone or computers to swap data or other stuff, which currently based on email address, social media accounts like Facebook, Twitter, Vida, things like that. What happens if like there's no Wi-Fi or like there's no GPS receptions or NFCs? So we look at the fundamental problems of creating a stable network for people to exchange stuff. So this is one of our solutions. It's called Wave. It's a proximity sensing data communication platform that other developers and people can use to develop their solutions up on. It comes in 3 tiers of service. One is app to app, the other one is media to app, and then there's hardware to app. So if you look at like this implementation example of this, a developer can implement our platform similar to Dropbox API. They can use it to take photos, and then any other photo editing software that supports our API can capture whatever photo that was taken within the 10 meters from him, and they can do editing. You can use it to beam business cards. It's a one-to-many beaming process, so I can beam my business card to all of you guys in like just 10 seconds, and everyone within 10 meters of me can get this. There's like a media to app solution, and one of the examples is a second screen project where TV programs can use our platform to push out content. And any developer that implements this protocol can receive contents from the show. So basically, if you see this guy wearing a cool shirt and you want to get it, you can use our app, or you can get an app that supports this kind of information and find out where to buy it. And there's hardware to app, where locations can use it for pushing out loyalty programs, or you can use it for indoor location. Because right now, GPS doesn't really work well indoors. The app-to-app solution is free. Media-to-app is a paid tier. So this idea started like about 6 months ago, and we spent like about part of our time looking at business use case and how we can make money from it. So basically, the content providers will be paying to push out their contents, and the developer can either use this platform to make to bundle into their app for app-to-app solution, and they can use it for free. But if they want to consume this kind of data push out by TV stations, advertising agencies, or like a radio show, then they can get money from content providers. Like we break, at the moment we're looking at 7:30 break between us and the developers, so that they can earn money using our platform. So this data proximity-based data communication platform is new, and we are hoping for it to become like a de facto standard for proximity-based data communication, similar to Dropbox or Evernote. Thanks.
Thank you very much, William. So let's hear from the judges. Stuart, would you like to begin?
Sure. Can you talk a little bit about the technology itself and what sensor are you using on the phone?
We're not using GPS, Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth. We're using some audio waves. Right. So you can use it on any existing platforms, without platforms.
In that case, then have you worked out kind of the sending and the receiving and all the different the phones that are required?
Not yet, but I'm working with a PhD professor in Australia, and he's going to help out to make like a better audio-based communication protocol with us. And I'm here like looking for angel investors and potential partners where we can
like develop more into this?
You may want to take a look at your competitors. I'm working with a company in Shanghai doing the same thing. And I think it's important you need to look at how you're going to use IP to protect yourself in this.
Yep. One way that we are looking to fence off ourselves with competitors is that we're trying to build up, like most of the competitors are using their technology for a specific service, like pushing out content for an ad network. But we open up the whole platform for developers to use for free, and then they'll get paid for consuming different content similar to our assets. So that I'm trying to use this kind of community to build up the barrier for other people to come in to this kind of territory.
Just one more word of caution. I don't think any content provider is going to pay. So, okay. This is one of the look at that.
Okay.
I guess there are no further questions. Let's give William another applause. So next up, we'll have car share by Christopher and his team.
So, imagine you can have a car key that can unlock different cars in your neighborhood. What are the possibilities? Hanging out with your friends in a Mini Cooper? Driving your family to a picnic in a 7-seater? A nice car to store all your shopping bags maybe. Or just simply enjoy driving. There are 40,000 people in Hong Kong that sees the possibilities of owning a car, where car ownership is expensive and cars are overpopulated. And more than that, they sit idle 20 hours each day. So, we have a hypothesis. We think we don't need that many cars if we can utilize some existing ones. So, we believe in something radical. We believe sharing is the future. We believe lifestyle should be more affordable and flexible. So, here we are, Car Share Hong Kong. My name is Chris. We are here to make driving lifestyle more affordable by sharing. And we connect car owners with renters nearby. So, our value proposition is just 2 words. Lifestyle and community. Through our platform, renters can rent a car instantly from their neighbors. Owners can earn thousands of dollars a month by sharing the car. And as a platform, we take care of all the insurance and all the hassle. Let's take Chris and Felicia as an example. They live just neighbors away. Felicia is a lovely photographer and she needs a car from time to time. And Chris uses his car only in the weekend. So, with car share, Felicia can drive Chris's car very easily. Let me show you. First, she just search for cars nearby that are available. Owners and renters' experience are well documented on our platform, so she knows who the good users are. And then she can view the details and availability of the car, make the request, and minutes later she get approved by the owner. That's it, done. Felicia and Chris have no problem trusting each other because they both have good ratings. And all of our users are prudently verified when they first registered. Even if Chris cannot hand over the car key to Felicia, she can always use her smartphone to unlock the car. So, these kind of enabling technologies make us really different from traditional car rental companies in Hong Kong and help us unlock the greatest asset of our company, which is a community where trust exists between strangers. And to achieve that trust, we need more than technology. We need marketing, we need education, and we need to facilitate the supply and demand ecosystem. Some may question, will people share their car? So, here are our strategies to make it possible. When we incentivize our owners, we are thinking more than money. We will encourage them to try out new rides. We are working with a few car companies to offer some great discounts. Also, they are well aware that they're contributing to empowering other people's lives and helping the sustainability of Hong Kong. So, it's all about lifestyle, it's all about marketing. So, to build a community, it's hard. So, we need to start off with a niche market of young and independent, financially independent people, and there are around 50,000 of them in Hong Kong. They live in urban residential areas such as Zhangguanou and Mao Anshan. And with all of our early adopters, we'll hit a mass market of 500,000 private vehicles and 1.8 million drivers in Hong Kong. Not to say, in a few years' time, cars can go across the border of Macau, Hong Kong, and Guangdong province. So it's a great scalability and it's a great timing. So, what have we done? Let's talk about it one by one. We've lined up, we want to create the hype in the city. So we've lined up with a car manufacturer to offer the public a chance to own an electric vehicle for free for a month. All you have to do is to share it with their neighbors and talk about it. We have also ready and drafted an insurance tailor-made for car sharing. We are also starting to build our system. And we have run a small-scale prototype, and within 1 month we've reached 6 owners and 21 renters. This is some encouraging indicators for us. So, we need funding. We need funding for underwriting investment in insurance. We need some cash flow for our operation, and also we need to accelerate our system development. And with some funding, it enhances our credibility when talking to strategic partners, such as some property developers. So we'll launch our open beta in July 2013. And with a team of 6 from diverse and complementary backgrounds such as law, engineering, finance, marketing, and creative, we believe the hardest part is done. So all we have to do now is to build a community, is to create the lifestyle, and together we can create the future. Let me end my presentation by asking the following question. What are the possibilities if trust can be seamlessly integrated in a community? Thank you.
So back to our judges. Bernie, what do you think?
So Chris, how is it different from a Zipcar in the US? Is there a similar model?
Actually, Zipcar is one of the reasons I started this car share in Hong Kong. And the difference of Zipcar to this is Zipcar owns the fleet of vehicles, and it costs a lot for them. Actually, until their IPO, they are still making losses every year. So we don't want that. We want to be more capital efficient. So we want to utilize on existing vehicles.
Very interesting. Have you worked out what would be like the break-even point or the critical mass that's required? I mean, you mentioned potential customers, but
yeah. For the first year, we are looking to have around 50 vehicles and around 600 members that will help us to become self-sustainable. But if you look at some data here that we prepared, cities like in the States, well, for example, in the UK, there's a similar company, and they reached 1,000 vehicles within 6 months, and there are 20,000 vehicles now sharing in the UK. So if you imagine, we can have this in China, what are the possibilities? This will be a great number.
I think it's good to, I think that the concept of peer-to-peer car sharing is pretty well understood, and I think a better comparison would be get around in the US. And so I think I understand it, but how do you plan to remove the friction in the whole sort of customer or user experience in terms of exchanging the keys, in terms of finding the car? I mean, those are important friction points.
Yeah, we believe the user experience is key to the success of this business. So what we'll do in terms of technology is we want to streamline our user experience. So one of the things is we will create technology that is in place already, where users can actually unlock the car with a smartphone if they don't want to hand over car keys. But some of our research shows that actually the car owners actually want to meet up with the car renter to know that he's a legit or she's a legit person. So this is one of the ways. And also, we believe education is really important to shift the lifestyle. That's why we want to start off with a niche market where they are more accepted to a sharing idea. And we want to use them to leverage on them to hit the critical mass. Thank you.
I actually have a very basic question. And I mean, for instance, in Hong Kong, I guess it's where your target market, your first market is going to be. You mentioned 25 to 35. In what circumstances or occasions or time period within the day would they be wanting to rent a car?
In what time frame will?
Yeah, I mean, like in the 24 hours. I mean, what type of occasions? You know, why would they want to rent your car in Hong Kong? Or what they want to rent is do a peer-to-peer renting?
I mean, why do they want to rent?
Why and what occasions? What what events or what circumstances where they want to rent a car?
So we believe the younger generation, they are very different to the older generation. They treasure the white generation, yeah.
Try the word wiser.
So basically, let me show you some data. So we believe the Y generation treasures access over ownership. And these are some figures to support that the post-80s, the reason of saving money is a lot of them use it for traveling, use it to enjoy lifestyle. But in Hong Kong, cars are really expensive, not only because of purchasing.
But how are you cheaper than public transport or taxis?
Oh, well, we have a really strong market positioning. Our value proposition is lifestyle, so we want to address their lifestyle needs. Sometimes, well, in Hong Kong, it's very convenient to use public transportation, but it doesn't really satisfy your lifestyle needs or social needs sometimes.
Sorry to cut you short on this. We need to move on to the next team. Maybe you can talk offline later. So let's give them applause. So we have Julian up next. His startup is WeWa.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Julian, and I will present you WeWa. So the universal problem we try to address is this one. So it's like Friday night, 6 p.m., you're still at the office, and basically you don't have much plan over the weekend. So the question we try to address is, what can you do over the weekend? So in the scope of things to do, we'll focus on events in Hong Kong. So the market size for events in Hong Kong is 204 million USD a year with high margins. It's mostly made of events regarding sports, so 60 million a year USD. Events regarding nightlife, professional events such as trade fairs, and events regarding concerts, so mostly orchestra, music, stuff like that. Now the current solution. If you have been looking for events in Hong Kong, this is high chance you arrive on HK Ticketing, Arctic, Cityline, HK Events, or Timeable. Interface are pretty old, ugly. The quality of the content is usually poor. You can still find events related to 2012 or even January 2013. So that makes your experience quite bad even before you start looking for an event. The proposition we have is we want to build a web app and a mobile app to let you discover local events and empower you to take actions, such as booking the events or sharing it with your friends. So to that problem, here is our solution. We've got a two-side solution, the map and the stream. So the map is basically a Google layer on which we put pins. Each pin is representing an event. You can click on the pin, get the detail of the events. You will have filters, so let's say it's Friday night, you only want to see nightlife in the next 5 hours, you will be able to do it. The stream is for basically people who are lost with map. So that looks like Pinterest for events. Each box is representing an event itself, and you can take action on it. So if you can book it directly, even from the map, you will be able to book directly events. Now our target market, so is professionally urban people from 20 to 40 years old, living in Asia and who speak English and Chinese. The interface will be in English and in Chinese. The way we make money, so the first stream will be commission taken on tickets, and the second stream will be affiliation for touristic venues. Let's say you have foreigners coming from abroad, you have a concert in Asia World Expo, and you're looking for an hotel around. So we probably will propose you a Citygate Novotel, for instance. The team, we've been working together for 2 years. We know each other very well. The coder is from Romania, so it's multi-competencies. The designer, Lucille, she's one of Trevor's best designer. The content manager is in India, Ray, very fast at managing content. And me, so I have the vision, the strategy. I did 5 years of investment banking. I used to replace trading software, for instance, and I win a few IT contests in Asia and in Europe. To these people, we plug freelancers as well as mentor advisor. The project went to the Founder Institute. And right now, so we've been working on that for 2 years. What you see, the interface that you see doesn't look like the first interface at all. We pivoted on the way. We put 50,000 USD in the project. Now we're looking for more, bigger seed round to achieve growth over Asia. Let's say we start on Hong Kong and it would take us maybe 2 or 3 weeks to attack Singapore, for instance. So 2 or 3 weeks to cover a new city and to reach revenue generation. So this interface will open in 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. So we'll be able to serve you with events, and we hope to provide you with the best service there on the market, better than City9 or Bix at least. So this is my number, this is my email, and you can reach me for anything. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Julian. So, questions from the judges. Andrew, would you like to start?
Thanks, Julian. I'm not sure about Hong Kong, but I've seen similar product offerings on the market in China and elsewhere. 2 questions. One, what is your differentiation into how you're going to get this off the ground in terms of building this?
Okay, the first question, differentiation. The differentiation we have is clearly in managing content. Everything that you see, it looks so simple like this, but behind we've got engines that manage the content, that crawl the web. We've got some manual entries. We have a partnership with a company in US that provides us data, which is the same provider as Facebook, clearly, and Foursquare. And we are better than them at managing content. And that was my job actually. I used to work on creating some systems. So we had to manage millions of data within a few minutes. So we serve you with the best data. Yeah. And your second question was about
how are you going to basically
market the thing. So we don't have budget for marketing at the beginning. So we rely on word of mouth between the people. So you've got sharing features within the app. You can sign up with your Foursquare account and with your Facebook account as well. But we don't have budget for marketing at the beginning. So.
I think at the beginning of your presentation, you mentioned, right, Friday night, what I'm going to do on the weekend. The problem in Hong Kong is any good show by Friday, it wouldn't be gone. It would be too late. Just a comment. That wasn't the right question.
Totally agree. It's just a catch to start the talk. That's it. But you will be able to see, if you want to filter and see only the events starting from April, because you want to book it early, like the HK Art Festival or the Philharmonic, you will be able to do it. But it's true. Tickets are bought like a long time ago.
Julie, let me just dig a little bit deeper into the business model. You're gonna, I see the page that you can book, and that's basically where your revenue is gonna come in. And I also saw commission. Who are you charging? The users or the merchant? Commission part.
We charge the users and we take a margin on the ticket sales, yeah.
So you will refer to a city line, or you will refer to a, existing merchant, or how does it work? Because they are already charging a commission. Are you going to charge on top of it, or are you going to split with them?
It works this way. For instance, you will be able to create your own events. So we take a margin on it, like Evan Rice is doing it. Or we have got a partnership with a promoter. Let's say Lady Gaga is coming from Hong Kong, she does a concert. Then we have like 20,000 tickets to sell, and we take a margin directly on that.
So you have no movies here, right? Just concerts or events, which
you will be able to see what movie is showing at the cinema right now, but it's just for your information. Okay? We don't make margin on that. No.
So thank you. Sorry. Thank you very much, Julian. Let's give it a pause. So our next entrepreneur is Arun, and his company is Vimantra.
Mic check. Hi everyone, and thank you for the time. My name is Arun Prasad, and I'm the founder of Vimantra. Vimantra is an online cloud video platform, and our mission is to help media companies deliver the video content globally across all internet-enabled devices. Let me start by first talking about what's web broadcasting. So TV everywhere is a phenomenon that's happening right in front of us. If you're in the MTR, you'll see people are watching video content on their mobile devices. And views for video content are getting fragmented both across locations and devices. Now the media industry is aware that there's a huge opportunity in this space to deliver paid content globally, on demand, anywhere and anytime. However, with every good thing in life, there are challenges, and there are three main challenges in this space. Number one, it's expensive. So the cost of storage and network in this space can easily spiral out. Number two, it's technically challenging. So you have to take a video, convert it into 100 plus device formats, then you have to integrate with a content delivery network globally, and while you're doing all this, you have to make sure your systems are running 24/7, which is no mean feat. Last but not the least, monetization strategy on video hosting based solutions is also quite complex. You have to integrate with ad exchange networks. At the same time, you have to make sure that the ad fits your device size in real time. While you're doing all that, you have to make sure you've done a targeted ad based on the location and the customer's choices, which is a very complex effort. So to help you understand how Vimantra solves all these problems, we made a video, and here it is.
You make cool videos. The problem is getting them to viewers who use PCs, smartphones, and IPTV. There are multiple device formats, chaotic network conditions, and endless video buffering unless you integrate expensive content delivery network. And using public video portals means annoying ads that offend your customers. Plus, your content gets lost in millions of videos. Vimantra is a cloud-based platform that converts and delivers your video for all smartphones, tablets, and PCs, adjusting automatically for different network conditions and devices. Simply upload your video using our web-based front end. Choose the devices for which your video should be ready for delivery, and customize your video player from the many templates we provide. Vimantra instantly creates a unique URL to deliver your video in the right format from a server nearest to the viewer. We are already integrated with a global content delivery network. That means smooth video streaming globally. Our cloud API allows real-time integration of your internal platform or website, giving you complete control of your videos. Vimantra also provides cool, in-depth analytics to help you understand who is viewing your videos and what they like. All this at great affordable prices. To find out more and to get started, visit us at www.vimantra.com. Vimantra, moving videos across the globe, on demand, anywhere, anytime.
So I'm really excited to announce that Vimantra goes live for public launch in May 2013. And we've already done all the heavy lifting for our cloud infrastructure. I'm really excited to announce that we're integrated with a global content delivery network, which has presence in over 100 cities around the world, and they have 24 points of presence in China. And a little bit about myself. I come from the investment banking and technology background. My shameless plug-in out here for Hong Kong is that I built Hong Kong's fastest electronic trading platform. So I'm not really from media, but the experience I bring on the table is that of managing a transition in an industry that has been triggered by technology. Just to give you an example, 17 years ago when we started trading, we were trading on the phone. Today, almost all of it is happening electronically. And I was a part of the team in 2 banks to manage that transition. And we did it successfully. A little bit about our revenue model. You can get a lot more details about our revenue model by applying to gus.com. We have a very, very solid operational and business plan with a month-by-month cash flow projection. But just to give you a sneak preview, our revenue model is driven mostly by offering our customers an easy-to-understand subscription plan to the platform. The market size for videos on the web-based broadcasting currently stands at $2 billion globally. It's expected to grow up to $4 billion by 2017. So we're still seeing double-digit growth in this space, and a lot of the growth is going to come out of Asia for the next few years. So I hope you're as excited as I am about Vimantra, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Arun. Back to the judges. Dominic, Would you like to begin?
Yeah. Help me to understand, because when I was watching the video, I thought I was looking at like YouTube, because you told me about was running 24 hours technology,
Right, I get it.
running on every
So I'll tell you what is the difference, and I'm not sure if a lot of people in Asia, because this model, we're probably one of the first companies in Asia doing this kind of thing. So in the US, if you look at Bloomberg TV, it's all hosted by Uala. If you look at Reuters, all hosted by Brightco. We're trying to bring the similar platforms out here, cloud-based, massive infrastructure, and we believe that's the way to go. Because the rates in the US have gone down to a level where it is killing cable TV, and that's already in the news for the last 1 year. We're seeing a lot of cable companies out there. And that similar trend is going to come here. What we're trying to do is bring a similar white label operator model. Media companies own the brand, they own the content, we are the service provider at a scale which they can use, and we're bringing those rates with them.
So your target customer, you think B2B?
It will be a mix of B2B, and an interesting space is developing. Smaller, mostly B2B, I would say.
Can you talk a little bit about who your target customers are?
Great. So our target customers, I would say, are three. Traditional media companies, and our first focus would be on the news and publishing industry, because that industry is facing a lot of pressure right now. And we've had conversations with them in countries like India and Indonesia, and they've showed a lot of interest in using such a platform if the rates are, if they work out for them. Simple example is like Wall Street Journal. You'll see Rupert Murdoch's company. Every reporter out there, or almost everyone, they're now doing video content. They don't have to buy a TV license. So that's the first target market. Second target market is media companies, even the ones who produce video and paid content. They're looking for platforms like this. And third are basically a lot of the content producers. So the licensing model in that industry is fractured, because there are producers, then they license it to people who distribute. Now some of that is stale inventory in that market, just sitting out there. It's not doing much, and they're looking for an outlet to break out of that model and then use such platforms.
So can you talk a little bit about cloud infrastructure and who's in your team?
Sure. So our cloud infrastructure, a lot of the core cloud is based off Amazon Cloud in the US, and we do use some of the infrastructure out here in Asia, mostly based out of Singapore. But that's only for the storage part. A lot of the encoding, now transcoding like multiple into 100 device formats, right? We've done some of it ourselves. Some of it we're basically using a third-party service provider, because they have better video quality, or I would say like HD quality, and it's the same company which Discovery Networks is using and all the global companies are using. So we have partnerships with them. For content delivery, we're using the second largest provider in the market. We negotiated for 6 months with them. We got something with them at a rate which is pretty reasonable to offer this kind of infrastructure.
So thank you very much, Arun. Thank you very much, judges. So we have our final pitch tonight. We've got Danny, who's co-founder of 360 Data Solutions.
Hi everyone. Thanks for coming out tonight. Is this mic on? Okay, it's good enough. I want to introduce you to a revolutionary new way to look for a place to open up shop in China. This is 360 Data Solutions, and my name is Danny. So you can think of us as your business tour guide in China. We provide businesses with reports and online interface that give them a quick way to see the pedestrian traffic, demographics, competition, and estimate on rent and utilities, all instantly and all online. Our team are rock stars. We have big data experts, we have Harvard business alumni, and because of our focus on the food and beverage industry, we have Ray Zhou, co-founder of Open Rice, as an advisor. You're probably wondering who I am. Well, I'm a Canadian-born Chinese and an entrepreneur for over 7 years. But I noticed when I went to China, I had no idea what I was doing. So I did what every engineer does. I went to the data. I went to look to see when the census is actually done in China. It's actually done every 10 years. So that's highly out of date. In addition to that, I bought reports to see what the business environment would be like. And those were both expensive and inaccurate, and took 3 weeks to prepare. Now, I want to present you why the solution of 360 Data Solutions is superior to all of these things. We provide up-to-date foot traffic. In addition to that, we have data on 26 cities, down to the district. In addition, we also have passive user actions that we process, all instantly. So out during the break, I gave you guys some cards, and that was the demo to show you on the back. There's already information. We're immediately useful. We've been doing this for 6 months now, and we've gathered a lot of data. The magic is big data. We have processed over 1 billion user transactions and over 100,000 restaurants worth of information to give you the best possible intel. You're probably wondering, hey, what's the market size? Is Danny the only guy who opens restaurants? No, there are 50,000 new restaurants being opened every year in China. We plan to target them through businesses, schools, we try to go to the associations and also trade shows, as well as guerrilla marketing. We already have traction. We have 5 paying customers, and we are looking at even more potential ones. And I'm looking over to Andrew here, I'm hoping for an intro to Alibaba. Next, you're probably wondering what is our offer? Well, we have a revolutionary system of reports that range between $1,000 to $5,000 US. We expect our customers to go on our online platform, which is included with the report, to give them accurate information about their competitors over the months, so allows them to plan and ahead, see if anyone's coming into their territory. Our competition is way slower than us. They are marketing companies. We are a technology company. We base all of our data on big data. And in addition to that, we have district level accuracy, where everyone else is just general, and we do it all instantaneously. So you're probably looking, hey, where are we at now? So in the first quarter, we're going to be burning around 10K. And this is our focus. We're going to take one city at a time in China, because China is way too big to do all at once. So we're going to do Guangzhou first. We're going to know Guangzhou better than the Guangzhou people know themselves. By third quarter, we hope to break even and have a burn rate of only 30K. In addition to that, we will have 10 cities, and we'll know them very, very well. Finally, at the end of the year, we hope to break even. And because of our model, we're engineers. We build once and use many. So, and you can see here, in 2016, we'll have an explosive hockey stick of growth. So tonight, this is a pitch, and I want money. So, what do we want? We want 200,000 US dollars, but think of it as a ticket on the ride of the 360 Data Solutions train, all the way to success. So thank you very much.
Finally, someone asked for some money. Okay, back to the judges. Stuart, would you like to give some comments for us?
Can you talk about, are you in the data collection business, or are you trying to aggregate existing public and private data and trying to run sort of second level analytics on top of it?
That's exactly what we are. We are a combination of both public and private data. Our data partners give us a massive stream of user transactions, and then we process it with Hadoop, Cloudera, all sorts of big data technologies, as well as processing it with our massive brains to actually get the actual results that you're looking for ahead of time.
So can you walk us through one example of how a merchant would use your data and how you aggregated that and what additional sort of value add you brought?
Gladly. Imagine you want to open up a cake shop in Shanghai, and you want to know what local competition is, the foot traffic at what time, and then all these other components such as rent and utilities. We would actually give you a report that says in Shanghai, in the 17 districts, these would be the locations for your ideal customers. So for example, you want to find only the rich people who are female and single who love eating cakes. Our platform allows you to see those people and pinpoint where to open up a location.
Yeah, so let's continue with that. So how do you get the foot traffic data?
Right now, we're partnered with a data provider. I can get into that with you later. But essentially, we have extremely accurate passive data. This is not normal clickers. We actually monitor how people interact in the area.
So what would incentivize these data providers to work with you? I mean, let's say one day they switch it off. I mean, what's your defense mechanism?
We sign MOUs with them because we split revenue with them.
So do you customize report, or do you have general publication for usage?
So we basically build reports once. So let's say right now we're actually focused on the food and beverage industry. So we're going to do for Guangzhou a food and beverage report. The moment, like we have actually other customers like Lush and cosmetic companies, they just want to know foot traffic right now. However, we actually been gathering data as well on local competition for them. So we can actually generate a report for, let's say, cosmetics, and then we sell that as well. So our growth is basically city by city and also by different sectors.
I assume most of your customers right now are MNC, is that right?
Yep. Well, there are some that are a lot larger. We've actually been in talks with like IKEA, and actually we had like warm leads into that. So we've been talking to, because they want to know like where would be a good place to open up the next IKEA, simply because China is so massive, and we have 26 cities worth of data. So that already covers tier 1 and tier 2, and many of other tier 3s.
I mean, one comment I have looking at the data choice, the city choice, I think you make the right choice of going actually first to the second and the third tier city. That's where data is much needed. Whereas Shanghai and Beijing, those places, Guangzhou, well, you know Guangzhou maybe better than some people, but Guangzhou, there are also plenty of data available.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, Danny. Thank you very much, judges. Thank you all the teams who pitched tonight, and special thanks to the judges and the feedback. We'll be hosting another pitch night in a few months, so stay tuned to our emails and Facebook messages. I'm going to ask all the teams and the 4 judges to join us in the front for a group shot. And I would like to see all of you next time. We've got some pizzas, drinks, and food. You are most welcome to hang out and network. Thank you very much.